Good morning. It's about 10 minutes to 12 here in Los Angeles, California. I'm on the ramp at Santa Monica Airport, and we're getting ready to head up to to Monterey, California. I'm going to be heading up there later this week to play a little golf, so I thought I'd get a little practice round on the flying in here. And 3, 2, 1, I think we're all good. So let's get this baby started. Okay, we're all hooked up, so you're going to be hearing a little bit of ground chatter as well as we get ready to go. I think we're ready to taxi now. Our flight plan is loaded. You can check it out over here. Let's go bang. Let's get it right there. Okay, there's our there's our flight plan. Let's go scroll up there so you can see it all. We're starting in Santa Monica, Victor Tango uniform, San Marcos, Victor 25, Salinas, and then KMRY. All right, so we're all good there. Let's go talk to the ground.
All right, straight ahead. You have a good one. 6 South Lima.
Let's go up top for 170.120.1.
Charlie ground, King 7 Golf Lima with contact and request a taxi from Clay Lacey.
So Lima, Charlie ground, 2 to right, taxi via Bravo Kilo.
2 to right, Bravo Kilo, King 7 Golf Lima, thanks.
Just flip that over and we're going to get 125.2, I bet, out of the box here. All right, let's go talk to ground here, down the ground. We're on ground, we're ready to go. Santa Monica ground, Sierra 768 Foxtrot, Sierra Northwest parking. I'd like to taxi to the Alpha 5, run up and pick up my IFR flight plan to Monterey, Kilo, Mike, Romeo, Yankee.
Los Angeles ground, PSA 4236, radio check. All radio check, line clear. 768 Foxtrot, Sierra, Santa Monica ground, clear to Monterey Airport. Fly runway heading until crossing the Los Angeles 310 radio. Then fly heading 250 without delay. Radar vectors Ventura. Then as follows. Maintain 3,000. Expect with 10,000. 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 125.2, squawk 2272.
Okay, we're cleared to Monterey. On departure, we're going to fly runway heading at the LAX 310 radio. We're going to make a right turn heading 250, then radar vectors for Ventura, then as filed, 3,000 to start, 10,010, 125.2 on the departure frequency, and 2272 on the squawk 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Read that correct. Right, Foxtrot Sierra, runway 21, taxi via Alpha.
21 taxi via Alpha, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. First go up top here. We need to put in
Mojave Tower, November 183, Romeo Mike.
LAX, enter.
183 Romeo Mike, Mojave
All right.
Tower.
Let's go put in our transponder here. Let's go put these up top here. Transponder is going to be 2272. Enter. Okay, let's go down here to
6 Tango X-ray traffic departing runway 26.
all right. Got 2272. We want 3,000 on our altitude. We want 250 on our heading.
7 Skyhawk 431 Delta Bravo, 10 miles west of the airport, overflying.
Okay, we want
land with information, Lima.
OBS. We want our course.
Left downwind, runway 26 left.
Course we're going to put in 310.
Left, downwind, runway 26 left, report midfield 1 Delta Bravo.
Okay, so we're all programmed up here now. All right, let's go back to our default here. Then let's go back to our flight plans all set. Let's go to our checklist. Okay, we've started our engines. All of that is all good right now. Now we're getting ready to tack. Flaps are up. Let's check the flaps just to make sure flaps are up. Oops, we don't want to do that. Radio and avionics are set. Cabin heat fuel selector is on the fullest tank. And it is. Let's flip them back and forth just to make sure. Okay, taxiing, parking brake is off, and brakes are checking. Let's get on out of here. Okay, let's go down to our throttle quadrant. Let's turn our brakes off. Let's come back up top here, and let's go taxi. I'm going to take a quick peek over here. See if we got any chat going on. Okay, so we're going to get busy here, and let's get rolling here. So there's nobody coming here. Okay.
Charlie Tower, Kilo 7 Golf Lima at Kilo, holding short of 208.
Okay, HSI orientation is good. Attitude gyro is good. Before takeoff, doors are latched and closed. Caps handle is right in front. Seatbelt and shoulder harnesses are secure. Air conditioning not required at the moment. Quantity we confirmed is all full. Mixtures requested right now. Flaps are 50%. Let's give 50%. Flaps are down. Transponder is set. Autopilot will check all of that in the run up here. Looks like a beautiful day for some flying out here today. There's your captain. Yeah, we'll get him out of there. Let's not ruin the picture.
262 Sierra Quebec. John Clinch, cleared to 29 Palms Airport, Anaheim, 1 departure.
Okay, so if you're watching there, folks, let me know that the sound is okay. Let me know before we get going and ruin the whole flight here. So if you got a second, just put the chat in there, all good. Or tell me what's wrong, and I'll try to fix it in the run-up area here.
Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 2014.
And I'm 1 departure to Sea Beach, Victor 64 Terminal, and then direct to 29 Pulse TMP, and then direct at 2000 feet initial, 13,000 after 10, 28.1 is the frequency, 2014 is the squawk, 262 Sierra Quebec.
262 Sierra Quebec, reback correct. 3 Romeo Mike, contact departure. Departure, so
Check 1, 2. Checking 1, 2. Okay, we're coming up here on the Alpha 5 run up here in a second. If you can hear me okay, gentlemen, just give me a thumbs up over there in the chat section. I'll get this thing parked over here in the run up area here, and then we'll get it all. Okay, let's get in here.
Charlie, ready for departure. 378 Lima, Santa Barbara approach, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 15 left, cliff takeoff. 1406 cross, November 370 Lima. 5610 X-ray. Looks like you exited.
Okay, let's go to our throttle quadrant. Let's get our brakes set here. Back up top.
Parking via Charlie, monitor ground, and I just want to say I appreciate you guys' help. It's nice to be able to make mistakes to this 560 X-ray.
No problem.
All right, Amjad says, all good, Ren. Are you using the hardware? I am using this hardware right here. I'll give you a quick look at it. Let's see if that's going to look. Here's all the hardware I'm using just for some of you folks. This Logitech throttle quadrant here. This little panel here is the G6 Perspective Plus version of the Real Sim Gear GCU unit. On top, we have all our stuff here, the FMS, which is range. This is for the FMS. This is for all of our communications. Right down here is our QWERTY keyboard where I can enter in information, which is pretty slick. Right down here, this third piece right here is our Autopilot controller, and right down here at the bottom is our audio panel. So that's the equipment we're using. Over here on my left, if you can see that, let me just tilt it up just a tiny bit here. You can see that's our Cirrus stick, which is made by Noble Flight Sim. Let me get that just a little bit up there. Can you see it? That's our Noble Flight Sim right there. This is a little Real Sim Gear piece right here. It's called the Cirrus console that has all the various switches that I use. And up top here, you can see these are the Pfd and Mfd, all of it part of the Real Sim Gear Cirrus package, which makes it pretty darn slick. Actually, I use the mouse every once in a while to show you around the mouse, to to show you different things. And this right here is my little Stream Deck controller that spares me having to go to the keyboard here. So that's what we're using here today. And now we'll go back into the cockpit there. Hopefully that answers your question there, Amjad. Good to have you on board, old bean. All right, now let's go do some, take care of some business. I'm going to turn down this audio over here. Okay, now to our before takeoff checklist here. All right, so let's go up close here. Autopilot test here. We're going to go into autopilot mode, and we should see this thing is going to start moving when I go heading the left. And there it is moving. Okay, so now we'll get rid of autopilot. Okay, now we'll get back to toga here. And now we're all set there. All right, now let's run through this checklist. Autopilot is check. Navigation, radio are set. You can see those up here are set. We've got our cabin heat defrost not required. Brakes we're holding. So now let's go to our engines page right here. And let's test our engines, make sure everything's running properly. 1700 we want to go to.
Requesting the mini transition southbound.
There's 1700 RPMs-ish. Close enough right there, flipping back and forth. We're going to hit our nav button here. We got strobe on, we got landing light on. That'll push up Alt 1, which you can see I'm checking, looking at these things over here. Ice, so push it up here further. Pitot heat, we'll move out to pretty good. Let's turn off Pete. Let's turn off ice. Okay, now let's check our mags here. Left mag is a drop of, that's about 90 drop there. That's pretty, 80 drop, 90. That's a pretty big drop there. Okay, now let's go to the right one. A little bit less of a drop. They're both within parameters there. So we'll pull that back to 1,000 now. Not too far. We'll get a little message there. Okay, now back up to the regular roll. All right, so let's go back to our checklist here. And checklist. Power lever is good. Alternating, we checked all that. Voltage is in fact good. Pitot is good. Landing light is, let's get rid of our nav light right there. Landing light is on. Magnetos we checked. Parameters are good. 1,000 on the power lever, that's good. Flight instruments check and set. Flight controls are free and correct. Let's go check them. There's our flaps, or our ailerons. There's our elevator, there's our rudder, those are all check. Trim, let's go check our trim here. Trim is set for takeoff. We want to pull it back so we got it right in that takeoff zone. That is a check. Autopilot we've checked. Okay, so now let's roll it up top here. We want a
Victor contact, Los Angeles Tower 1.
Climb. Right there. Now let's go back to our flight plan. Now I think we are ready to go get our taxi clearance. So let's get our throttle. Let's get ready to brake here and tell them we are ready to go. Okay, I think we are ready, folks. So let's go and get busy here.
Los Angeles Tower, Skyhawk 6150, Victor's 2,500 over Santa Monica. Request of any transition. Southbound. 615 Victor, Los Angeles helicopters ident. And say altitude. Altitude is 2,500. With the call sign. I'd say Victor. With the call sign. Skyhawk 615 Sierra Victor, reporting 2,500. Sierra Victor, he's just waiting on the ident.
Santa Monica ground 0768 Foxtrot Sierra Alpha 5, run up ready to taxi.
Alright, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, ready to taxi where?
Runway 21, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. It's Santa Monica.
Sierra, two things. One, your clearance was to the runway, so you can stop at the run up on the way. That's okay, but also the Alpha 5 run up is the departure. You're right there. Just Alpha 5, just call it down.
You got it. Thank you, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Sierra Victor, ready to contact, miles south of Santa Monica.
Now, these things are a little bit different in the real world here. I love Pilot Edge, but these guys don't work in Santa Monica, so we'll do what he says, though, because that's what we're supposed to do. Okay, so let's get her over there. Now we're going to be on tower here, so let's get over here.
On tower, Skyhawk 1 Delta Bravo. Clear runway 26 left, holding short of 26 right.
1 Delta Bravo, where are you marked?
I'm going to the base of the North Tower.
Okay.
1 Delta Bravo, that's cargo parking, but taxi to parking via Papa November Golf and cross runway 26 right at Papa.
Okay, cross runway 26 right at Papa. 1 Delta Bravo, thank you.
Santa Monica Tower, Sierra 768, Foxtrot Sierra, holding short, runway 21 at Alpha 5, ready for takeoff.
November 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Santa Monica Tower, runway 21, clear for takeoff.
21 clear for takeoff, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you.
Santa Barbara Tower, November 370 Lima, request frequency change.
November 378 Lima, squawk 2732, and contact departure.
Okay, let's do a little regroup here. We're going to fly straight ahead. Any issues on the runway, we pull the power and hit the brakes before the takeoff. Anything before 770, we're going to pitch for 92. Mixture off, tanks off, ignition off, hit the golf course over 770, 2170. We're pulling caps and we're ready to go. Okay, 770 is our caps available. We got general aids, we got heading mode we want set there, and we are ready to rumble. Let's do this.
Going ground to 262 short.
All right, we're rolling.
Number 262, Sierra, go back to strong line ground, and rate 20 left at Kilo, taxi to Alpha, Hotel, Charlie, Kilo.
Okay, there we go. Flaps at 90.
That's just for your information.
Outbound Tower, Skyhawk 615, Sierra Victor is 2,500 on the minimap.
Got to wait for that thing to come in there before we go.
Flying Santa Ana, that's Sierra Victor.
Set our flight level change.
Sierra Victor, better.
Caps available.
68 Foxtrot Sierra, contact SoCal departure.
Contacting SoCal 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Okay, that's moving now. Let's go to autopilot here.
Las Vegas, this is November 251 Charlie Victor, how do you read?
SoCal approach Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra 1700, climbing 3000.
Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra, SoCal departure radar contact, climb maintain 10,000.
Climb maintain 10,000, 8 Foxtrot Sierra 8. Okay, there's 10,000, making it nice and easy. That never happens in LA. All right, I'm going to explain that OBS in a little bit here. It's basically the same as putting the VOR in there, but it keeps you in GPS mode, and he told me to go runway heading until I reach the LAX 310 radial. So when I reached that point here, that's when I started the right turn. Same as VOR, except we can do it with GPS in the OBS mode. So
421 Mike Juliet, LA Center.
Here we're going to 10,000. Let's go. Keep an eye on those CHDs there. Let's pull our power back a little bit.
November 421 Mike Juliet, Los Angeles Center. Try calling you 3 times, sir. Contact SoCal approach 134.2.
Okay, let's go through and do our checklist, our climb checklist. Oxygen not required, power lever is full forward, mixture is full rich. Airspeed is good. We're in low boost mode, that's check. Fuel flow is 35 gallons an hour, that's good. Engine parameters are green, and we're just pouring them on right now, okay?
November 6707 Hotel, contact San Luis Tower 124.0.
For the tower 124.0, Skyhawk Hotel.
Chad, I see your note regarding radials getting serious pilots. I prefer GPS rather than the radials, but I do agree that the radials seem to be tricky sometimes, but it's exactly the same thing. What it does is it keeps me from having to mess with the nav radio, one less step along the way, so that's why I tend to use it. But it's net effect, it's exactly the same thing. How are the sound levels? Engine, ATC, all good, I hope?
Sorry, from SCAS November 180. You can expect that.
Okay, so let's go back to our flight plan and then back to the map here. Okay.
180, man, I'm just going to stop your climb there. You can descend and maintain 7,000, turn left heading 070 vectors for ASCAP.
Okay, so I'm at
7,000 and direct vectors to SCAS November 180.
Heading 070 for ASCAP.
070 November 0.
Jackie 421 by Juliet,
Departure for 21 by Juliet, level at 907.
Jackie 421 Mike Juliet, SoCal approach, altitude indicates 9,000, the Burbank altimeter 3005.
3005.
SoCal approach 07685 shots here at 7,000. Are you going to turn me to Ventura here?
Here, clear direct Ventura.
Direct Ventura, thank you, 85 shots here. Direct, enter, and then nav, and now we're going to be heading for Ventura. Oh, they're not yelling, they're just giving some pep talks there, Amjad. All right, let's take a look out the back window there. How sweet is that, folks? Let's throw the iPad in there so you can see what's going on. Let's go iPad. There we are on our route. Red direct, get rid of that. That little glide ring I like keeping loose. It also happens on my Cirrus, the G6 version. You can also get that. That little glide circle. So we're heading direct Ventura right now. That's all good. Let's come back in the cockpit and get rid of that iPad. Alrighty, we're looking good. See, we got 12 folks on the flight with us today. That's good. I think finally we've sorted out the sound levels. Quite a bit to do with this streaming world. I gotta say, I have great respect for all these kids that don't go to school, but they spend time playing video games, and they're pretty darn good at it. And but they sure get the hang of this much better. It's a lot of work doing the streaming thing. So anyway, have a little cup of coffee, which I don't do much of that in the plane for obvious reasons. There's no place to pull over to the side of the road and take care of business. Engine is a little loud. We can hear you in AC, but the engine sounds as though we're passions in your planes, but aren't wearing headsets. Okay, let me see if I can turn that down for you. Your wish is my command. Let's pull that down just a little bit, and then you'll let me know if that's a little bit. We're going to pull that down to about minus 20 dBs. All right, that'll take about 10-15 seconds to get this together, so you'll tell me how that those engine sounds go. Our friend Keith Smith trains his controllers well, and it's a good training for sloppy pilots. It's good training for all pilots, actually. My wife and I are heading to a cross-country trip back to Long Island. Basically a big circle around the whole of the United States, and so I'm trying to get her up to speed on using the radios and being more than a passenger. So I'm going to get her involved with ATC LiveNet a little bit, or excuse me, Pilot Edge, I should say. And it's great training. Puts a little pressure on. Okay, how's that sound right now on the engine there, Lon? I turned it down about 10 decibels here. I finally figured out how to do that in the mix here on OBS Studio. I'm going to get out of the picture here. All right, let's go change our fuel tanks here. Let's go down to the throttle quadrant. Let's go throttle, I guess X-plane. There's the throttle quadrant. We'll flip our tanks over here, and we'll go back up top. There we are, right here. It's a beautiful view I'm used to. Heading up that coast here. All right, I'm going to take a look over here. Let's see if we can see in the
262 Sierra, Quebec, climb, maintain 1 tree.
chat room. Nope, don't have you there just yet, Jeff.
13,000, 262 shaking.
Let's see. All right, let's go back to the cockpit direct here.
7 Golf Lima, contact Los Angeles Center.
All right, I won't be able to get you here. All right, thank you, Lon. I got you all set up. I appreciate it. Awesome, Mitch. We hope to host you here in the city when you're over. Ah, you're friends with Austin Fang. I gotta believe there, Amjad.
Gear 7 Golf Lima, Los Angeles Center. The Palm Springs altimeter 2995.
All right, I'm looking forward to coming back to the East Coast there. All right, let's pay attention now. Okay, everything is dialed in here, so let's go back to the map here.
Just maintain 1 tree thousand for now. Good direct 29 Palms.
Okay, we're going to clean up that flight plan a little bit. I like to keep it nice and tidy here. So much stuff on these PFDs. Okay, now we're at our 10,000, so now I'm going to go through my cruise checklist, which I almost forgot about. Done. All of that was good.
7 Golf Lima, Roger. Maintain 7,000. There'll be a visual approach into the airport. Let me know when you have the 29 Palms Airport in sight.
Cruise altitude. Okay, oxygen not required. Fuel pump. Let's get our power back where it should be. Let's get our mixture set.
Walk-out.
Vector Walk-out, 260 shaking back.
Okay, we're going to get it back to about
68 Foxtrot Sierra, contact Los Angeles Center, 135.5.
1355, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. Okay, 135.
Approach, November 37 Lima.
Number 378 Lima, Santa Barbara.
Yeah, November 37 Lima.
Los Angeles Center, Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra, level 10, 10,000.
Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Los Angeles Center, the Santa Barbara altimeter 3008.
3008 for Santa Barbara, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you.
Sky 378 Lima, say the request again.
Okay, there we all set now. Okay, fuel pump is good.
Roger, what do you want to start that approach from?
Cruise power is set, mixture is set, engine parameters are all good at the moment. Fuel flow and balance is good. Go back to the checklist, back to the map. Okay, let's go to our flight plan here and go back full on to the map here.
Say again.
All righty. SR Sim Pilot, I agree. The mic level, I spent some time here this morning before I invited you guys in to doing a little sound check, checking all the different, all the different levels. I use this program called OBS Studio, and spending a little bit more time with it, starting to figure it out. The levels are amazingly different. I'm going to turn this guy down at my end. And the levels, I think I've got them straight now. I have to turn my mic way up 8 decibels. I got to push down the audio on both the engine and the ATC down about 22 decibels. So that's a 30 decibel spread. But if it sounds good now, that's a good thing. We like it when it sounds good. Used to work in the music business way back when, and we had a sound engineer who handled all of this stuff, made it easy, made everybody sound great. And there are days when I wish I had my good friend Mr. Darren LeGros in the cockpit with us.
Number 378 Lima, Roger, clear direct Madu, cross Madu at or above 6,000, cleared localizer DME, back course Alpha approach.
All right, there's our beautiful plane out in the middle over the ocean. That's a beautiful view. California living right there, folks. Wouldn't trade it. It's expensive, but I wouldn't trade it. Okay, that little airport you see down below us to the right of the wing there is the Point Mugu Naval Air Station. Fly over that on the way up to Santa Barbara. From time to time, they got military aircraft coming in and out of there, which keeps things lively. But we're well over their airspace today. Let's go flip over here to our There's our IFR sectional right here. We'll show you a little
Which
bit.
flavor would you like, the Yankee or the Zulu?
There's our little progress report on our flight plan. Put it up there on, there's a little area 3,000 you see right in the middle there, so we're well over 3,000, so we are all good to cover that place. All right, let's get rid of the map there. Okay, just enjoy the view.
Skyhawk 183 Romeo Mike, clear check NASCAT, cross SCAT, or above 6,100, cleared ILS runway 17 approach.
Dan, thanks. I'm happy to see you. Yeah, I checked it out. If you just joined us, I was doing a little sound check this morning, trying to be professional. I'm going to be spending a lot more time on the sim in the next few weeks because my wife and I are preparing for a. Let me get a picture here. Let's get the big. We are preparing to go and do a long trip across the country. So I'm going to be going and prepping each of the flights, practicing the departures and the landings at all these airports. We've got some good things along the way. I'm going to squeeze in some golf, as you might imagine. I'm going to stop in Knoxville, Tennessee to see some of my friends over there at Cirrus Aircraft, and Hilton Head Island, and Pinehurst, and then Charlottesville, and then Long Island with a little tour up the Hudson River past the Manhattan skyline, I hope. From there, we're going to do some flying in the neighborhood. Once you get up to New York, it seems like everything's local. You get kind of spoiled out here. Not spoiled, but you get used to big distances out here in California. And you know, everything once you get to New York is an hour away, it seems like. So we're going to do a little flight to Kennebunkport, Maine, a little stop in Nantucket Island. Then we're going to head back to the east to Cleveland with a little stop in Latrobe, Pennsylvania to visit Arnold Palmer International Airport. And Minneapolis, Sioux Falls. We're going to do a little drive-by on the Mount Rushmore. We're going to also do a little drive-by on Niagara Falls while we're near Cleveland. Then Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and then up to Seattle to pick up a new friend of mine, a very talented little software programmer who's going to take his first flight in a real SR-22 turbo. And that should be very interesting. So,
Air 7 Golf Lima, cleared visual approach on the 29 Palms Airport. No traffic reserve between you and the field. Report your IFR cancellation or missed approach in the air on this frequency or on the ground within 5 minutes after landing on 122.2. Change to advisory frequency is approved.
Roger, and we'll call you on ground and continue visual approach runway 26. King Air 7 Golf Lima, we'll change frequency. Thank you.
beautiful day out here in California, looks like. All right, let's do a little check of the system here. Okay, let's come up top, check our scoreboard. We're heading Ventura to San Marcos. We're in GPS mode. We got our autopilot on. We got our yaw damper. We're at altitude hold at 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and sync up our heading mode just in case. We've got 76% power. We've got 16.2 fuel flow. We've got good TITs. We've got good temperatures on our CHT. Everything is looking good, and our tanks are about even. So we've done our job so far here. All right, let's see. We've got 14 folks. Hey, great. How many of you folks are Cirrus pilots in here? Amjad, sounds like you're a Cirrus pilot. SR-22 sim pilot. Does that mean that you just fly the sim on the web here? That's the most inexpensive way to do it, sim pilot, I'll tell you that. Smart man. I'm saving a lot of money some days just going up here and flying these little practice runs here, which keeps you sharp. And I got to say, the Pilot Edge adds a nice reality element to it, so I'm happy that they're around. I wish I would have been aware of them when I was taking my training.
3007, turn right heading 170, sector sphere descent, send to maintain 7,000.
Those are the Channel Islands off to our left there on the way to Santa Barbara.
Mike Julia, turn right heading 180, vector sphere descent, send to maintain 7,000.
A little look at the where we're at on our flight plan here.
Quebec contact SoCal approach 135.4.
There, you got a better look at where we are. We've got some little bits of aeronautical stuff there. We're within that ground to 2000 over Oxnard now, which is another airport. There's a whole bunch of airports right in this area here. You've got Oxnard, you got KMRY. It's very the tip of that little green circle. We've got Santa Paula, where I fly in there frequently. It's a short runway with not an obstacle, but it's a little challenge near the end of the runway. Cheap fuel, great place to practice long or short field landings and takeoffs there. All right, at this point we head out over the ocean a little bit, so I'll be keeping my life preserver near at hand here. Mark Kramer, SR pilot and simmer here. Great, nice to have you on board there, Mark. What kind of what SR-20 are you flying? SR-22, 20? What do you got there? All right, let me get that cockpit out of there. Okay, there we go.
Charlie Alpha, heading 010, vector visual approach, runway 19 right, and descend to maintain 7,000.
Now, for you folks who've been watching my channel, last week I did an interview. I had a chance to meet two young guys that put together this flight sim model that we use here. It's the Torque Sim SR-22 Turbo Normalized. It's a G3 setup, so it's a little bit different than my SR-22 Turbo proper in Gen 6, but certainly is a lot of fun to play with. And one of the things you'll notice on this baby is that the
November 378, William Santa Barbara approach, Santa Maria.
The engine instrument numbers are really pretty darn accurate, I gotta say here. If you look in here, you got our temperatures are pretty good. Those are very close to what mine would be running. Manifold pressure, very similar. Be very similar fuel flow in my plane. These are numbers that I've checked, and maybe one day when I get inspired, I'll actually show you side by side the sim versus my actual plane here. But they've done an amazing job. And what's particularly amazing is that these young kids have never ever flown an actual Cirrus, which I find amazing. One guy did the artwork on it. One guy did all the software programming in terms of kind of syncing up the Garmin perspective system. Another young guy, college kid from Germany, put together all of the engine stats that you see back there in the cockpit here. Amazing job here. And on our little trip, the last stop we're going to do is up in Seattle, Washington. I'm going to give my young friend Cooper Lecomte a ride back to LA in my Cirrus, and so he can see A, how good their model really is, but B, also I'm hoping that it will inspire him to further dial in this SR-22 model. There's a bunch of things that I would love to have in there. They're not there yet, but we're working on. So anyway, there you have it. Oop, hit the mixture button there. Almost lost it there. Let's get her back to where she should be. On your cross country, you should pop in to KOSU. It's a Cirrus Center in Columbus, Ohio. I fly an SR-20 and 22, normally aspirated out of KSOU, Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio, the birthplace, and I believe home still to the great Jack Nicklaus, one of the great golfers of all time. So that's good stuff.
Sky 431 Delta Bravo, SoCal approach. John Wayne altimeter 3006. Information Romeo is current. Cherokee 421, Mike Juliet, contact SoCal approach 128.1. Cherokee 421, Mike Juliet, contact SoCal.
All right, let me see if I can get our chat window. Oh, there it is. Okay, there you are. Gentlemen, in the chat room now, I can kind of keep track of a little bit of both. There's, I love computer gadgets, I gotta say. I just love them. I shouldn't, but I do. So anyway, thanks for joining us here today and chatting. I'm gonna get rid of that now. Okay, there we go, back. All right.
KMRY 7 Golf Lima, IFR cancellation received. Have a great day.
All right. I'm going to see if I can skip ahead a little bit. Now, I think if I go Alt-T, it goes a little bit faster. So let me just see if we can pump this up just a little bit. Alt plus T speeds up the plane.
Sky Crew, may I like just verify joining the localizer? It looks like you flew past SCAT.
SoCal approach 8 Foxtrots here. I'm speeding up my model just a little bit here.
CSA Foxtrot, yeah, that's approved.
Thank you.
183 only on my contact Victorville Tower, 118.35.
All right, so I like this. We can go 320 knots, I guess, is what we're doing now. Got 20 knot wind in our face, so we probably got a true air speed of about $160. That's exactly what we've got.
Sky 431 up Nava, contact John Wayne Tower, 126.8.
All right, so now we're heading up, and we're going to make that turn.
One Charlie Alpha, Las Vegas
turn
Airport,
north now.
10 miles, port at site.
Joining the Victor 25. We're going to hit the Victor 25 airway now, and so now we're heading up.
Charlie Alpha, clear visual approach, runway 19
kind of the left side of the valley there area. We still have some obstacles ahead, so let's go check ahead for a little bit for the weather here in in Santa Barbara, or not in Santa Barbara, in Monterey. So let's get that iPad up here again, and so I'm going to just click in here at KMRY. We've got 300 at 11. Our altimeter is 3020, so 300 is not too bad. Should put us on runway 28. 28 left, I think, is probably what we're going to get up there. And that is just fine by me. And let's go back to cockpit direct. Okay, let's take a little view out that window and enjoy things.
Contact SoCal approach 126.7.
SoCal approach Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra again at 10,000. I'm just past San Marcos, heading direct for Paso Robles. I'd like to speed up again if possible.
Number 768 Foxtrot Sierra, clear direct Paso Robles, and that's approved.
Clear direct Paso Robles, and that's approved. 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. All right, let's go down to our flight plan here. Let's go to Paso Robles. Go to Paso Robles, let's go direct, enter, and now we're going direct Paso Robles, pretty much, and now we're going to speed this baby up, get us to Monterey a little bit quicker. Let's go 8 times, 1, 2, 3, all right, there we go. Wish we could do that in the real plane there, sports fans. Okay.
KMRY 9633 Lima. Send over departure radar contact.
Let's go switch our tanks over to the right-hand tank there.
KMRY 33 Lima, come maintain 8,000.
So you can see right here on the PFD, I'll make it a little bit bigger for you here. I went to the profile view, which is okay version of what you would see in your own plane, or better yet, right here in the profile for, let's get that up there, and let's go back over to the rear view, and let's go with the iPad. And you can see that version of the profile. So we're well above all the terrain here, which isn't really an issue.
68 Foxtrot Sierra, the San Luis altimeter 3012.
3012, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. Okay, so let's go.
And Sirius 8 Foxtrot, if I could have you drop back to normal speed at 20 miles to 20 miles to Paso Robles, just so I can get you the handoff to Oakland Center, that'd be great.
Okay, 20 short of Paso Robles, I'll go back normal speed. Thank you, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
No problem.
Okay, so back in there. So let's get rid of, let's go back to the, get rid of this. Actually, we want to go back to the map, get rid of profile. Now we're good. And he wants us 20 miles short of Paso Robles, so we'll keep an eye on that while we're motoring.
Check 421 Mike Juliet, contact SoCal approach 128.1.
Actually, this is actually a fun way to speed things up a little bit. Obviously, I wish you could do that in a real plane, but you can't. But this makes things a lot quicker, gets you to the money in these things. Okay, once it's 20 miles, okay, let's go. SoCal approach 8 Foxtrot Sierra, back at normal speed.
Thank you.
Los Angeles Center, King Air 9633, Lima, 7400.
All right, let's get some information in here for these guys on the box.
Sierra, contact Oakland Center 128.7. We'll see you.
1287, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thanks for your help. Okay, 1287.
9633 Lima, Los Angeles Center, climb ATM for level 230, and turn left heading 360, vectors for San Marcos.
Climb 2. Oakland Center, good afternoon, Walker 542, 210, climb 230.
Oakland Center, Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra, level 10, 10,000.
410, Walker 542.
768 Foxtrot Sierra, Oakland Center, Paso Robles, altimeter 3015.
3015 for Paso Robles, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you.
Southwest 255, Seattle clearance, cleared to Reno Airport, Suma 2 departure, to Lakeview, actually that'll be Lakeview transition. Columbia Civic maintain 9,000, expect flight level 3301 minutes after departure.
Okay, so you see what I've done here is I've put in my frequencies for Monterey here. First 8 is then our tower, and that just saves one less thing to do on the way into town there. So, all right, we're ready to roll here now. We've got 18 miles to Paso Robles. All right, you appear to be running the sim on something other than your normal hardware sim setup. Is this correct? That's a great question there, John. What we have here, let me flip that over to cockpit chat. Oh, there we go. Great question. You appear to be running this sim on something other than your normal hardware sim setup. Actually, I'm running it, let me see if I can show you again. I'm running it on this setup. All of this stuff here, this is real sim gear. This is the throttle quadrant is Logitech. This is the Cirrus console. This little piece you see right here includes the switches. It includes the left and right fuel tanks. It includes the flaps. and it includes the starter and the boost button here. That is all the same equipment I've been using, the Pfd, the Mfd. If you can see this right here, this is a Noble Flight Sim flight stick. So that's what I'm running this on. Instead of using the keyboard commands, I've programmed a lot of these keyboard commands into this little device here, which is called the Stream Deck. So I have the different views in here and so forth and so on. And but the Torque Sim model is dialed in for the real sim gear stuff. I suspect the Torque Sim model will actually work with some other software or other hardware. I suspect it does, but I'm not 100% certain. But if you watched last week's video, we talked a little bit about the relationship between Torque Sim and Real Sim Gear. And the Real Sim Gear guys hired Torque Sim to put together an SR22 model that really kind of brought their gear to life. And I can tell you that makes this just so much better. Shortly they'll have a throttle quadrant, which would be added down here, which should just give you everything you need in the sim setup. So I can't wait to see that. I think it's stuck on a boat out in the middle of Long Beach Harbor. What sim software are you using? I think I just answered that, Cirrus or Cirrus Doctor. Real Sim Gear hardware. The yoke right here, made by Noble Flight System. Flight Sim, Pfd, Mfd, all of that, Cirrus console, all of that, Real Sim Gear. And I love it all. A couple little add-ons here, this little thing that helps me stay off this keyboard, which you see over here. And what I rarely touch that other than to type in some stuff when I get started. So there you have it. Hopefully that answers your question there. All right.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to ask our friend here, once we get past Wiggle is likely to be our entry point here. So let's just go and get back to the flight plan here. All right, so let's just go check. We want select an approach here. Select an approach. We want we're going to take GPS with localizer performance, which means I'm going to have to do my bit there. That's what we want. Wiggle is our initial approach fix there. Let's come up top so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm putting in the approach right now. I checked the weather. The winds are at 300, so I think Wiggle will likely be our. Let's go put in here KMRY. I'm going to come over here now back to the cockpit iPad so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm looking for KMRY. Let's go KMRY, KMRY. Plates for Monterey Regional. I want the plate for Yankee 28 left. There it is. And and our minimum is going to be 1,080 here. So we're going to go back, get rid of that. Let's go to our minimums right here. We're going to push that over here, and then it's okay, 1,080 we went right here. I'll come right back down that question there, 1,080. There's 80, enter, enter. Okay, so now we've loaded that approach here. And let's come back up to the top here. Okay. Cirrus Doctor, okay, let's go. There we go, back in there. Thanks for the showcase, no problem. Great setup, love your videos. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. I need to hear that once in a while, just to keep me going. The Noble Flight Sim throttle quadrant is awesome. That's what I use. Mark, you have one. All right, well, gosh, do a freaking video, would you, man? Show us what it's like. I'm interested to know how that tension feels on there, Mark. Does it feel pretty much like your Cirrus? The go-around button, that's the piece that I'm waiting for. And both Noble Flight Sim and Real Sim Gear are both making it. Both of them don't have it at the moment, which is kind of a drag. So I wait and keep some money in my pocket, though. So anyway, there you go. Back to the cockpit direct here. All right. So there's our approach ready to go here. So let's go back over to the map here. And let's come up close here. Map. Bang. All right. So once we get past Paso Robles, I'm going to ask her if we can speed up again. Love that. I'm jealous, Mark. You got that Noble Flight Sim throttle quadrant. How much was that, if you don't mind me asking? Was that $1,500, $2,000, something like that? The Cirrus world is not cheap. Nothing about it's cheap.
Station 24 Delta Mike, going ground runway 28 right, taxi Charlie Bravo. FedEx 3650, contact Seattle Center 132.6.
Seattle Center 132.6.
Mark, do you have all their other gear as well? David Valencia, you asked the $1 million question right there. Let me put that up here so that we can share that. David Valencia asked, how did pilots manage to do the same thing 45 years ago when they didn't have any access to technology? I just don't know. But I have great respect for all those folks, I'll tell you that. I just don't know if I could do it, I'll tell you that. I don't think I could do it. I'm a big fan of technology. I drive a Tesla. I've got solar panels on my roof. I bought my kids a Prius. Big believer in all that stuff, and it just makes your job so much easier. And how these guys did it, reading dials and analog stuff, and I don't know how they did it. But I'm glad I don't have to do it.
Alright, so you see Alpha taxiway ahead of you. 3087, taking runway 34 left, taxiway Alpha.
Oakland Center, Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra, level at 10,000. I'd like to your approval to speed up to LUCAB, L-U-C-A-B. Oakland Center, Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra at 10,000. Like permission to speed ahead to LUCAB.
Alright, Foxtrot Sierra, I heard you the first time trying to locate that fix on the map here. Is that on Victor 25?
It is 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Alright, Foxtrot Sierra, 2 times speed rate is approved, and resume normal speed not later than 30 DME from Salinas VOR.
30 DME from where?
Salinas VOR, Sierra November Sierra.
Got it, thank you so much.
Station 24 Delta Mike, Oakland Tower, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
So Mark, you have a semiotic setup as I recall. I think I had that. That's where you hook a couple of iPads up, software driven, and you got the side stick, throttle, and the perspective avionics. So you have the software, not the Pfd and Mfd, it sounds like. in the FMS. So you know what we're talking about there, as Mark Kramer says, I have a Simeonic setup, Noble Flight Sim setup, side stick throttle, and perspective. Some great stuff out there. I got to say, folks, never a better time to be learning how to fly.
Departure, monthly transition is filed. Maintain 10,000. Departure frequency 133.57. Squawk 3164. Six and about frequency is 133.57. That's 3 back, correct? Citation 4 Delta Mike, contact NorCal departure. Ready, Foxtrot 0, descend upon discretion, maintain 8,000. So 24 Delta Mike, NorCal departure, radar contact, close, correction, Apollo, maintain 1,000. CGBMO paying ground for your location.
Oh, sorry, I muted there for a second. Sorry, folks. I have seen the SR-22G6 AATD from Flight 1 Tech. I believe that's 50 grand, however. That's a little... That driveway's a little steep for me. Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me now, folks?
Can approach 123.75, 3650.
Delta Mike, just a reminder that
It should be back working again there, gentlemen.
Radar vector departure, so you want to wait for ATC to give you a vector before turning off that departure heading. Fly president heading and join the Shui transition.
Oakland Center, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, level at 8,000. I'm looking for the RNAV GPS approach to 29 at Monterey.
So next 3650, have a Spark and approach altimeter 3002, standing on uniform, heading 040, vector I left runway 2 and approach, just to maintain 6,000. FedEx 3650, happy leaving 10,000, ready speed to 210 or less. Sir 768 Foxtrot Sierra, you said there is no runway 29er at Montgomery, correction, at Monterey. Are you referring to runway 28 left?
28 left, my apologies, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
And you said the RNAV?
The RNAV Yankee for 28 left, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Okay, what's that approach from Wiggle?
Affirmative, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
8 Foxtrot Sierra, roger. Expect that contact NorCal approach 121.3.
121.3, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Affirmative. Bravo 255, Seattle ground, runway 34 right, taxi Bravo.
4 right via Bravo for number 55.
Oakland Center, Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra, level 8,000.
768 Foxtrot Sierra, NorCal approach, Monterey, altimeter 3020. Cross wiggle at 5,000 or above, cleared on house Yankee, runway 28 left approach.
Cross wiggle at or above 5,000, cleared for the RNAV Yankee approach for Monterey, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you.
30 Foxtrot Sierra, and then the altitude cross wiggle at 6,000 or above.
Cross wiggle at 6,000 or above, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Okay.
Logger 542, contact Los Angeles, center line 33.2.
Okay, so let's go over to wiggle. Oops, sorry. Shoot. Okay, so we want wiggle 6,000. Okay, enter. Okay, so now we're cleared for wiggle. Time to top of descent, so let's go set our altitude for 6,000 there. We're going to build it, we're going to bug it, which we just did. Now we're going to set VNAV, and VPath is armed.
That's 3650 heavy, 75 degrees left.
5 degrees left, 3650 heavy.
Heavy 3650 heavy, it's easier for you. Make it 10 degrees, 10 degrees left.
10 degrees left, 3650 heavy.
We are cleared for the approach. All right, let's make sure we got everything set. We've got our top of descent is going to be in 38 seconds. We've got 6,000 set. Hixar is going to be our Igeo 4100.
Tower opens and 2087 at runway 34 left, ready for departure 2 for traffic pattern.
2087 Payne Tower left closed, traffic approved. Report Mansfield each time. Runway 34 left, clear for takeoff.
Okay, let's get our descent checklist at 30. Okay, we got our altimeter, we got our cabin, we got our landing light is on, fuel system, brake pressure good, before landing seatbelt is good, fuel pump has been boosted. Let's go back to our flight plan. Okay, VNAV is kicked in, right? Okay, Igeo is our 4100. We got wiggle at 6. We're cleared for the RNAV approach. We're all set. Let's pull some power here and keep it going.
Seattle Tower, south 255 short of 34 right, ready to go.
South 255, Seattle Tower, runway 34 right, clear for takeoff, wind 35010.
34 right, clear for takeoff, southwest 255.
Okay, I'm going to put that altitude select down to 5100, actually to 4100.
Prescott ground, citation 3600 Bravo is at the Forestry Service ramp, looking to taxi for IFR departure.
36 Center Bravo, request background, runway 21 left, taxi via Delta.
21 left by Delta, 36 Santa Bravo.
Foxtrot Sierra, Untitled Charlie, contact Monterey Tower.
Contact Monterey Tower, 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
At 1-1, visibility 10, sky condition clear, temperature 14, dew point 6, altimeter 3020, arriving and departing runways 28 left, 28 right, visual approaches in use. The IFR departure.
Another 633 Lima, Oakland Center, good afternoon. Fix 3650 Heavy, turn right, heading 180, join the localizer.
Right turn 180, join the localizer, FedEx 3650 Heavy.
Okay, actually, we want to go. Shit. Okay, let's go direct.
Cedar 2087, you're instructed to make left close traffic. Looks like you went to the right. Continue right, downwind runway 34 left. Clear for the option. On the go, make left, close traffic.
Yeah, Mongo 2087, I apologize for that. Clear for the option for 34.
Hello 255, contact departure.
Over to departure for 55.
FedEx 3650 Heavy, you are 6.5 miles from Rusev. Continue the right turn, heading to correction 200. Maintain 5,000 till establish slope borders, cleared ILS, runway 21 approach.
Heading 200. Maintain 5,000 till establish localizer, cleared ILS 21 approach, FedEx.
Monterey Tower, Sierra 768 Foxtrot Sierra, inbound for the RNAV 28 left.
For 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Monterey Tower, runway 28 left, clear to land.
28 left, clear to land, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you.
Perform Delta Mike, contact North Tower, approach 121.3.
Say again for Port Mark.
24 Delta Mike, contact North Tower, approach 121.3.
NorCal approach 21-3, 2 Port Mike.
Seattle departure, hello FedEx. Correction, Southwest 255 with you, 5,400 for 9,000.
Southwest 255, Seattle departure, radar contact, climb maintain 15,000.
Climb maintain 15,000 for Southwest 255.
NorCal.
Okay, so we're closing in on Hixar here.
11,000, we have information, Lima.
So I pulled power a little bit.
Delta Mike, NorCal approach Monterey, altimeter 3020.
Cleared to land on 28 left.
We shoot a visual for 28 left, 2 Port Mike.
4.6 miles to Hixar.
Salinas, expect visual approach runway 28 left, descend, maintain 5,000.
Our minimum is 1,080.
Salinas down to 5,000, 2 Port Mike.
Switch our tanks over to the right-hand tank now. As you can see down there, we got it on the right tank.
Prescott Tower, Caravan 369 Bravo is holding short, runway 21 left for IFR departure.
Okay, our descent checklist, we've done that mixture. We're going to wait till we get a little bit closer. We don't need flaps just yet. We've got our speed under control. We're looking good. Coming up on Hixar. Then we're going to be making a left turn to Igeo. Then we got to drop 1,000 feet a minute, 3 miles, so that's going to be a quick one.
CGBMO, Pain Tower, runway 34, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Charlie Golf Bravo, Mike Oscar.
Okay, we're starting the turn. Let's get her down here as quickly as possible. Need 4100 by Igeo. Let's get her down there. There's the runway out ahead of us there.
Prescott Tower, November 369 Bravo, holding short, 21 left for IFR departure.
369 Bravo, Prescott Tower, runway 21 left, clear for takeoff.
21 left, clear for takeoff, 69 Bravo.
FedEx 3650, heavy contact, Spokane Tower.
Over to Spokane Tower, FedEx 3650 Heavy.
Southwest 255, turn right, direct Soma.
Okay, we got the glide path now. All right.
Actually, disregard, you're unable that. Turn right, heading 185 to join the Lakeview transition. I'll get to the radar here in a sec.
Alright, right heading 185 to join the Lakeview
Okay,
transition.
missed approach.
Correction, Southwest 255. Spokane Tower, FedEx 3650 Heavy.
Missed approach is climbing right turn 6,000, then
Southwest
direct
255 should be the
Salinas.
Seattle 146 radio.
Let's put in 6,000 up here.
Alright, Seattle 46 radio for Southwest 255.
FedEx 3650 heavy, Spokane Tower, runway 21, clear to land, wind 21012.
Runway 21, clear land, FedEx 3650 Heavy.
CGBMO, contact Seattle departure.
Over to the Seattle departure, Charlie Golf Bravo, Mike Oscar.
Southwest 255, contact Seattle Center 126.6.
126.6, here's Southwest 255. Seattle departure, Skyhawk, Charlie Golf Bravo, Mike Oscar, passing 1,800, climbing 2,000.
CGBMO, Seattle departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 3,000.
Climb and maintain 3,000, Charlie Golf Bravo, Mike Oscar.
So 3600 Bravo, contact to Phoenix departure.
Going to Phoenix departure, 69 Bravo.
Southwest 255, Seattle Center, climb and maintain flight level 230.
Okay, we got to get some power out of here. Can't put
Sure.
the flaps in.
Caravan 369 Bravo is climbing through 6,500 for 10,000.
FedEx 3650 heavy, you're going to the cargo ramp on the west side.
At turn, FedEx 3650 Heavy.
FedEx 3650 heavy, taxi cargo ramp via Alpha Cross, runway 26 at Alpha, monitor ground, have a great day.
Parking via Alpha, across 26 at Alpha, monitor ground, FedEx 3650 Heavy, thanks you too.
Okay, flaps in there. Okay, there's our flaps.
Ren 369 Bravo, VX departure, radar contact, climb maintain 10,000.
Come maintain 10,000, 69 Bravo.
Okay, let's go off autopilot. 28 left. Okay, mixture is full. Flaps are.
Southwest 255, X Seattle Center 125.1.
1257.
CGBMO, when you get a chance, let me know what your approach request back in the pane is.
Turning off Bravo, Mike Oscar is looking for the RNAV runway 34 left.
Flight director off.
CGBMO, where did you want to start that from?
From Rosario, please.
Southwest 255, Seattle Center, climb maintain flight level 330. CGBMO, clear to Rario, cross Rario at 3000, cleared on runway 34 left approach, report procedure, turn inbound.
Got a little extra power there.
Cross Rario at 3000, cleared ILS 34 left, report procedure, turn inbound. Charlie Golf Bravo, Mike Oscar.
Notice that synthetic vision in there, which is nice. Let's get her lined up. Little low. Come on, give her a little power there. A little low.
Station 24 Delta Mike, Monterey up 3 o'clock, 90 miles, port in sight.
We have the field aside, 24 Delta Mike.
Station 24 Delta Mike, clear approach, runway 28 left.
Crypto little approach 28 left, 24 Delta Mike.
Eyes down the runway. Power out. All right, not bad. Power all the way out. Flaps up. All right, keep your eyes on the road here. Okay. All right, we're going to find a, there's a taxiway up there. All right. Okay, flaps are up. Okay, no, not bad. Beautiful day. I hope it's like this on Friday.
Number 24 Delta Mike, back Monterey Tower, 118.4.
Over to tower, 24 Delta Mike. Monterey Tower, citation 24 Delta Mike is visual 28 left.
Station 24 Delta Mike, Monterey Tower, runway 28 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 28 left, 24 Delta Mike.
Sierra 8 Foxtrot here, taxi parking via Alpha in Monterey Ground, we'll see ya.
Well, taxi parking via Alpha, 8 Foxtrots here. Thanks for all your help. All right, so let's go map here and then zoom in. There's Alpha. You go down to Del Monte Aviation down here at the end. All right. That was fun. All right, folks, I want to thank you for coming along for the ride today. That was fun. Beautiful day up here in Monterey. I hope it's like this on Friday. If you're listening, golf gods, weather gods, deliver us a good one here. Actually flying up here to go meet a Cirrus pilot that I met through online. posting these videos and so forth, and we're going to get a chance to do a little flying. So this looks to be kind of Del Monte Aviation over here, so that's where we're going to go. Park it here. Let's go right in here. Oh, they're going to keep messing around with us here. Don't hit us, big guy. Alrighty, done. Extra. Alrighty, let's go. Quick cockpit chat here. I want to thank everybody for joining me here today. Pfd and Mfd, thank you. Nice approach. I appreciate that. That was pretty good today. Hopefully this nice when we're all done. All right, that's it for me today. Thanks for joining me on my little practice round. I'm going to give this a nice little showbiz ending here and say goodbye to you. My name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron, and this is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel. Talk to you later.